We now cross live to Rome, Italy, where the Italy-Africa Summit has just kicked off today. We see Amina Mohamed currently addressing the forum.
To deliver them urgently to the people. It also means working constructively with the African Union Commission and Agenda 2063. It means committing to long-term engagement, rejecting our short-term approaches and building solid foundations for long-term development and sustainability. The model that African countries have advocated for at least the past decade since the adoption of the 2063 Agenda. But crucially, it also means bold, substantial and long-term investments as required to accelerate progress in critical areas, such as have been reflected in the European Union's Global Gateway. I urge the Government of Italy to make such transformative and effective and equal partnerships a reality, and to use its presidency of the G7 to work with other countries to do likewise. The UN family will avail its expertise in countries across Africa and at the global level, as with the Rome-based agencies that you so kindly host here in Rome. Excellencies, accelerating sustainable development across Africa relies on a surge in private investment. The international financial institutions play a critical role in making that a reality, as does the private sector. Here, the international financial institutions can help to leverage and to help us de-risk for African countries. And here, African countries play a strong role in working with the World Bank and its new vision for people, prosperity and a livable planet, but also with the IMF to further the opportunity of the Resilience and Sustainability Trust and the Poverty Reduction and Growth Trust. It also means pursuing peace and stability, and we welcome the African Union's ambition to silence the guns as part of the 2063 Agenda. It does also mean creating policies and regulations needed to attract companies underpinned by strong, well-run public institutions. And it means increasing domestic resources through effective and transparent means in both partnerships on which the private investment can build. Excellencies, to support sustainable development across Africa and beyond, our international systems need a refresh so that they are fit for the 21st century and the numerous crises that we see ourselves facing every year. Our international financial institutions largely reflect the world in which they were created almost 80 years ago. African countries are not represented appropriately, and the institutions are largely insufficiently responsive to their needs. And it is now time to make that change. We need new frameworks to address these technologies and to help release the potential so that we can accelerate towards the ambitions and the vision of Agenda 2063. On all these fronts, this year presents a critical opportunity for change. And the UN Summit of the Future in September can be that change. We're urging African countries to work together for an outcome that delivers the change that we need with that collective voice. We also urge Italy to join hands and support these efforts, using again its G7 leadership, its membership of the G20, to bring other nations on board. Together, we believe that working in genuine and equal partnerships, we can realize the immense potential of Africa for the benefit of everyone. That shared ambition is what unites us here today, and we wish you every success with this important gathering. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Si conclude con questo intervento la sessione introduttiva del vertice. Io voglio ovviamente ringraziare.
All right, we've just been listening to Amina Mohamed of the United Nations speaking at the Italy-Africa Summit, where 24 African countries are being hosted by Italy's head of state, that's Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, and some of those African presidents include Kenya's William Ruto, Zimbabwe's Emmerson Mnangagwa, amongst others who are represented by ministers, foreign ministers, and of course we've also seen the Africa Development Bank is present, as well as the European Union Commission. The summit will continue.